You're listening to Limited Addiction. This is Rick Remender, full of jet lag and exhaustion.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Limited Addiction Podcast. My name is Frankie.
My name's Daniel. We're here to talk about all things nerdy. But before we dive into this week's news, I want to remind you guys of a way that you can support the Frankly Done Network with doing minimal effort. We'll say it that way. It won't cost you anything extra. All we ask is whenever you're going to buy something off Amazon, which we know you're doing because it's what people like us do, Americans and international people.
Yeah, I was going to say Amazon's everywhere.
Well, yeah, but I don't think we have any international fans yet.
We do have new fans this week, so hello, new fans.
Yeah, special shout out to Jenny Bird.
Jenny Bird.
Jenny Bird. It's our fan of the week.
You're the hero of the week.
Seems like a pretty cool lady. Glad she found the podcast. Hope she's enjoying it. But no, gonna shop on Amazon anyways. We just ask you to franklydone.com/Amazon and then redirect you right to the homepage. I tried to put that funny picture on that I said I would. Mm-hmm. And it's Black Panther like slapping somebody. It's pretty funny. But it gets cut off, so all you see is Black Panther. So every time I go to it, I'm like, man, I wonder what Black Panther's doing. I need to figure out how to get it higher. Like that one song, Higher.
By Creed?
By Creed, yep.
Good times.
But
early 2000s.
But no, gonna buy stuff anyways. I do it all the time. Just go to franklydone.com/Amazon. We'll get a little kickback of what you spend. Like I said, doesn't cost you anything extra. That $10 CD you're gonna buy, still $10.
Who's buying a CD?
Somebody that wants to listen to it in their car,
have the
but
best
their
quality,
car is before 2005.
Okay, if they have a tape deck, there's a way as well.
They don't have a tape deck.
They only have a CD player.
My old car only had CD player. I had one of those FM transmitters, but let's
Doesn't
be
never
honest,
work
it was
great.
a piece of junk.
Yeah.
And then I got into podcasts, and you couldn't hear it anyway, so I bought a new car.
Oh, that's
just to listen to
just
podcasts.
to listen to podcasts.
Forget the fact that it was dying. But how was your week, Frankie?
My week was all right. Played a lot of video games.
Oh yeah, you're getting back into the video games.
That's what I'm doing.
You're gonna start a little video game podcast with a little buddy.
Yeah, maybe.
Little buddy from GameStop.
Little buddy from GameStop. I bought a PlayStation 4, the white one, and I got The Last of Us.
Oh, that's why you're playing games.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I thought you just got back into it. I forgot. I was even with you, and I forgot you bought a PlayStation. You literally just told me.
Yeah, I bought a PlayStation 4. I've had an Xbox One. It's a great system, but I wanted to play the exclusives. And yeah, I got the first game I got was The Last of Us Remastered, and I played that and beat it.
I heard they're making that into a movie.
Yeah, Sam Raimi and someone else has the rights to it. It'd be a really good movie. Story was great. I know I'm like the last person in the world to play it, but
I haven't, so second to last.
Second to last. Well,
my wife hasn't either.
Wait, you're married?
Third to last.
But that's what I've been doing. And waiting. I'm getting an iPad this week.
Oh, fancy.
And new phone. Verizon was doing this crazy deal where you'd get $500 off an iPad if you trade in your old phone plus get a new one. So I'm getting a new phone and a new iPad, but the phone's back ordered, so I'll get the iPad first.
That's pretty neat. It's not a bad deal.
Yeah, except you have to pay it all up front. My bank account hurts.
Yeah, everyone's bank account hurts. Because they've been going to franklydone.com/support and buying all the exclusive apparel, drinkware, pillows, and taking our suggestions on what they should buy from Amazon, like a BB-8.
Yeah, is the BB-8 plush or the BB-8 Bob or Funko Pop?
It's the BB-8 remote control from your phone. Is the one that we suggested.
Now, is that sold out still?
It seems to be available from Amazon.
Okay, I know. I'm gonna get that.
I'm not an expert.
For Christmas for someone. Well, I won't say. They probably are listening. I doubt they're listening.
And they probably know who you're talking about.
Yep.
Because it's me. I didn't spend that much on you. I'm sorry. But the emotional value to what I got you would be worth that.
My birthday is coming up.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Good thing I got you 2 Christmas presents. You won just became your birthday present. Well, that's pretty cool.
So what you been doing?
I got my usual comics. We'll talk about them a little bit later. I only had a chance to read one. If you guys know what came out this week, probably guess. But I also finally tracked down an Oswald Cobblepot Pop.
I saw that. I like it.
I went off the deep end. I've jumped into the pop pool. Still have none that connect to each other, so I'm pretty proud by that fact.
It's a rabbit hole, man.
Yeah, it is. It is. This week I'm buying pots off the shelf. Next week I'll be buying subscription boxes. It's only a matter of time. But no, I found one at Toys R Us last week, but it was pretty beat up, and pops, I don't care that much about the packaging because they can easily be taken out. I'm considering doing these ones because I've got limited space right now to display them. But I would still like the box being pretty. I mean, it was like smashed in.
Yeah.
But our good friends at Comics to Games in Florence, Kentucky, happened to get it in this week.
I like it. It's
So
a good
I picked
looking
it up.
pop. I like his little umbrella.
He's a super nice guy too. So
He had a
Wow.
pretty good episode.
Ryan Lloyd Taylor, not Oswald Cobblepot. Yeah, this week he did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was the penguin we missed.
Yeah. Probably talk about it a little bit, but yeah.
Nope.
No,
That's it.
we're gonna talk. That's it.
That's it. We got other TV to talk about.
Good.
All right.
Gotham. It happened. Moving on.
Gotham happened. Flash happened. Arrow happened.
Mhm.
Got into iZombie last week, or a couple of days ago. I watched it all. Pretty decent show. There's a lot of. Have you ever heard of the show Heart of Dixie?
No, I haven't. You watch weird shows.
It's canceled now, but
Figure, if you watch it, it gets canceled.
made it 4 seasons. But that's a cute little show. My wife got me into it. Yeah, you already did the
I
joke.
already did. I
Yeah.
can't do it again.
Yeah.
My catchphrase.
There's a character named Lemon on there, and she's very impatient. And on iZombie, they referenced her character. It was pretty funny.
Oh,
So they're not in the same universe. Is what that told me.
okay. The
We're
long
more likely to be in the same universe as iZombie than iZombie and Heart of Dixie.
run.
But I
Totally
just
not.
wonder if iZombie, Flash, and Arrow are in the same universe. I doubt it because iZombie's in a real city.
They're on the same network. CW.
From the same parent comic company.
True that.
It's not. If you have a theory about iZombie being connected to Arrow and the Flash, email us, franklydonenetwork@gmail.com. But no, yeah, I mean, a lot of the shows that aired this week were pretty good. Agents was decent. Had a couple of nice twists.
Yeah.
I liked last week's episode a little bit better. I like Fitz and Simmons.
Well, the payoff is better at the end of last week's, but this one, I like where the show's going. Still always feels like it's treading water till a movie comes out, but it's always going to seem that way.
Yeah. And Arrow was pretty good. Stephen Amell still has his weird voice going on, in my opinion. It was better this week.
He does. His voice seems so high now.
Yeah, like, I think it's just he took some time off, and then, like, he's used to, like, diving right back into Arrow.
Yeah.
But he had to dive into Stephen Amell.
He's all
Oliver Queen.
domesticated now.
Yeah, so it's getting a little bit better.
It's like, I packed your lunch.
Maybe they're just trying to get us annoyed so we focus on Mr. Perfect. Spoilers. There's
Mr.
a character
Terrific?
that you've met. Yeah, Mr. Terrific. He's gay.
Yeah, there's been a few shows where it's just kind of slid in there that they're gay. Like, oh, my husband wouldn't like this.
It's because this is 2015, Frankie. Wake
just,
up.
It just seems like the hit
It's
thing
not
to
a
do.
big deal anymore.
No, it's just the way it's being done. It just seems like the.
Not
Oh,
all-
by the way, I'm also.
Not all shows need to be Gotham and have them making out on camera. I mean, it was 2 ladies instead of 2 men, but
Oh yeah, Barbara Gordon.
every scene she's been in, for the most part, she's been making out with that girl.
And the brother. There's a weird triangle going on there.
Yeah,
That's
No.
gonna end well.
I don't know if I want to know about that, but yeah, Arrow is pretty good.
Flash.
Arrow's kind of a filler episode. I mean, nothing. I mean, Anarchy's been set up now. You got some stuff with Speedy going on, but
Well, the very end of it, I'm interested. It'll probably play out for the whole season. Spoilers, running from air.
that's true. Yeah, I forgot that. Plus, then you fed into the original Black Canary, Sarah, and the Lazarus Pit. That's First off, what did they bury her in?
Box.
Well, I meant like the clothes.
That was her canary outfit.
Was it?
Yeah. She just got really skinny. That's the fastest way to lose weight, is to die.
It looked like lingerie to me.
Her outfit is lingerie.
I guess that's true.
She didn't have her jacket because Laurel took the jacket.
I guess that's what it
she
is,
just had the corset.
But, yeah, Flash was great. I like the little switcheroo that they did on that guy. One thing, how the Sand Demon, they switched out with Earth 2, Jay Garrick, and, tricked them.
Yeah.
But, I think I noticed, they're killing everybody this season.
Yeah, they haven't kept one person in their prison, which is a little better. What authority do they have to hold people prisoner?
It's true, yeah, but
it's not better that they kill them, but that was always one thing that was weird to me. Like, you guys aren't cops. What gives you the right to keep these people in prison?
I mean, you're keeping the world safe, but
that's true, but I don't know. It just seems weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
That bothers me more than a guy that can run super fast.
It bothers me that they're just killing these people, and like Atom Smasher, he showed a little bit of remorse. He was like, but he was just trying to get the information out. But like Sand Demon didn't feel bad at all. Lightning Strike, boom. I got this hot girl. Yeah, new love interest. It's pretty interesting.
Potentially, but yeah, most likely.
Yeah, let's be honest.
That one thing I think they showed in the promo when they both were running to her afterwards. It was just like the Flash of Two Worlds comic. Silver Age comic. That was cool.
Yeah, that was cool. I'm excited to see where that goes. And the Harrison Wells spoiler, that's not that interesting because,
So, Earth 2 Harrison Wells?
Yeah, but obviously we're supposed to think he's Zoom. Find out if he actually is.
I doubt he's Zoom, but yeah, I mean, it could be implied.
But yeah, what other shows do we have?
Gotham, that one.
Gotham was pretty good. I love.
The big one came back, The Walking
Dead.
Dead.
Yeah, I figured we'd talk about that at the end in more detail. I didn't think we'd talk about these in much detail though, but this is a Limited Addiction podcast where we tell you beat by beat, so you don't have to watch TV.
Very intriguing.
There's other podcasts that do each of these individual shows for their whole cast. We do them all at once for you.
Try to take a broad stroke to them all.
There you go.
Will this happen?
Yeah, we thought about doing that, but
it's too much work. We'd actually have to watch the episodes multiple times to catch everything.
And in Cincinnati, there's a pretty good station that we might work a deal with later, so I won't mention them by name, but I just feel a little saturated for this area at least. I mean, it's the internet, so it doesn't really matter where you're located. But we're pretty cool guys, so I'll let them talk about shows in depth.
Yeah, they can do all the homework. We just show up.
We listen to theirs and then tell you what they said. How about that? There's a couple podcasts in the area like that. We've talked about a few, but
doing a podcast is getting easier and easier. You can record with your phone, basically.
If you'd like to start your own podcast and have a good idea, but don't want to front the money for hosting it, email us.
Yeah.
franklydunnetwork@gmail.com. Your idea, a little bit of snap up. If you got a little audio sampler, all rights not reserved, but we're pretty good guys. We won't flat out steal your idea. Because we don't have time to, honestly.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
But yeah, you think you're onto something, let us know. franklydunnetwork@gmail.com. Speaking of which, if there's any New Mutant fans out there, I am looking for a co-host for the Xavier Institute. Found out it's pretty awkward reviewing a comic by yourself.
Yeah, I don't want to go down that hole with you.
So, yeah.
Weird sentence I just said.
Email franklydunnetwork@gmail.com.
Gonna jump into the news?
Yeah, I guess so. Especially this past week.
Yeah, it seemed like every week.
A lot of TV shows.
A lot of TV shows.
I guess we start with the coolest one, though. Last week, you flat out predicted Damage Control.
Oh, yeah.
quite literally the next day, Marvel says, yeah, we're doing it. So, pretty much convinced that Agent M...
I don't know how unique I am. Probably a lot of people were thinking that way, but I just thought it'd be a cool show since there was rumors that DC was kind of doing something like that. I'm like, that sounds like Damage Control. Marvel had that idea first. Yeah. Maybe DC did. Who knows? But
I'm convinced Agent M listens to our podcast, though, and just runs into the meetings. Guys. Got a great idea. Damage Control TV show. And let's go ahead and throw Moon Knight on Netflix.
Yeah, I think we said both, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah, wow.
Because, well, we said we were trying to figure out the 2020 movies. And you said Damage Control, but we were like, it's not really a movie. Yeah. And then I said Moon Knight. And then we're like, well, no, that needs to be Netflix.
Yeah, that needs to be
right.
Netflix.
Sounds
like they're going to try it.
Yeah, it's at least rumored. Damage Controlled is at least getting the pilot. Check out a more detailed article on it on Frankly Done Network.
That would be a funny show.
But
I think it should be a half hour long.
It's going to be a half-hour single camera.
Yeah.
So basically The Office, which is ABC special. So
I'm cool with that.
The Muppets has been pretty cool.
I haven't watched a single episode of The Muppets.
That's funny. A lot of nostalgic.
I'm sad about my life.
Ed Helms was on it. It's pretty funny. But yeah, Damage Control, Moon Knight, 2 X-Men shows, Legion and Hellfire. I'm just going to go through them.
Okay. You wanted to say a little bit about Legion or Hellfire, or just... You're the X-Men expert.
I'm excited for both.
Legion, I know what they are, but not enough to...
Legion is Professor X's son. He's a little cray-cray. Spent some time in the asylum. Mm-hmm. And it sounds like the premise is going to be he realizes that these voices aren't in his head, but he's hearing other people's thoughts. So that'd be cool. It'd be cool if they tie it into the movies.
You think they would? That's the question I heard other people talking about when this news is breaking today. What universe is going to be connected to, if any?
I could see Legion being connected to it, simply because of the fact that you wouldn't have to do the groundwork of, this is what a mutant is. I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, you've got to think, like, if you know there's mutants that can read minds, why wouldn't you think that? Like, why wouldn't I just be like, hey, Frankie,
yes,
are you thinking of pizza?
Always thinking of pizza.
And then I'm like, I'm a mutant. I'm not crazy. But, hey, whatever. And then Hellfire is like a rich crime kind of club.
They kind of touched upon it in the X-Men First Class movie a little
bit. They did, yeah.
So that's what leads me to think that one at least won't be connected.
I'm a little on the fence by that one. I'm not a huge fan of anything FX has ever put out.
What about Always Sunny?
Not a huge fan of it.
I love Always Sunny.
It's entertaining, but...
Like, I heard the Fargo show's really good.
I have heard that's good. The League isn't bad. I have no interest in football, but it's a pretty funny show.
The League has been on my Netflix queue for like 5 years.
But I don't know. I mean, I need to see Hellfire before I can get excited about it. I don't know what direction they're going to go in, but yeah, we'll get into a little bit more rumor there. But Y, the letter, The Last Man.
Brian K. Vaughan series.
I've heard it's a pretty good series. Basic premise is anything with a Y chromosome died one day, except for this guy.
Who is a magician and his monkey.
Yep.
Both males. You'd think it'd be awesome, because he's only dude, but there's probably not as awesome as I'm thinking.
Just watch any Wonder Woman special about her homeland. When they kidnap all the other people. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they don't really capture people.
I remember watching a cartoon where there was a, maybe it was the Amazonian women captured somebody, I don't know. Hansel and Gretel, Witch Hunters. You remember a terrible movie from a couple years ago? It's apparently being reworked into a TV show.
Okay. Who was in that?
I have no idea.
There was Jeremy Renner and someone else, right?
Yes. And a girl. Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet Witch?
I don't know. But yeah. It's a pretty terrible movie. Preacher, obviously, is coming up.
Excited for that.
Supergirl, pretty excited for that.
When does that start? Next week? This week?
Supergirl, I believe, is the first week of November. Now I'm making me think it's the 26th of October.
Yeah, I won't say it's 26th, because I thought it was really close to my birthday. and that's the day before my birthday, so...
October 26th.
Yep. Day before my birthday. I'll watch that show. Never been a fan of really anything Superman related, so... We will see, but I'll give a few episodes.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll give it the old Heroes try, if you will.
You will? I didn't even try Heroes.
Legends of Tomorrow. Obviously, that should be pretty good. Jessica Jones.
Yeah. Oh, I was just going to say both Arrow and Flash, their episodes seem like they're leading. At least some of the subplots are to that show, so I'm excited for it.
Yeah, it is exciting to know, like, Ray Palmer comes back for that show. So it's like... My theory is he's just shrunk in the explosion, so he's hanging around, you know?
Yeah, that's what my theory is as well. I'm pretty sure we'll be right on that one.
Yeah. Jessica Jones should be great. Luke Cage, Sweet Christmas. Iron Fist. That's my bad. Yes, we gotta start all over.
No, we don't. We're gonna keep going.
I like Luke Cage and Iron Fist. Really good shows. Defenders, obviously. Those three, and Daredevil are leading up to. Lucifer, which is replacing Constantine. Yeah. Empire of the Dead. Didn't know that was being made in. Or I don't know if it's being made into a show or if they just someone who bought the rights to it.
I don't know anything about Empire of the Dead.
It wasn't that long ago. Marvel released comic by George Romero.
Okay, so that's what my question is going to be. Is it related to George Romero stuff?
Yeah, I know it involves zombies and vampires.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was just like a year or two ago.
Yeah. Sex Criminals. The Mad Fraction. It's going to be a good one.
I love that series.
I haven't had a chance to read it yet.
It's so good. I've got both the trade and issue 1 signed. I met Matt Fraction. He's a cool dude. That's a fun series.
Yeah.
That'll be a weird show.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see what channel it would be on. But
yeah, I mean, it definitely is going to be TVMA regardless, but if it's going to be like on FX, basically it's anytime the protagonist climax, everything freezes. So how are you going to do that without showing some nudity? We'll see. But it's more of a comedy than
climax in the human sense, not the novel sense.
Yeah. Not a denouement.
But, yeah. I haven't read the comic, but I like Matt Fraction's work, and it seems like a cool idea. Marvel's Most Wanted, obviously, is still on some people's radars to do. Although they say they aren't going to do it till they get Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. right, which...
That's the spin-off with Mockingbird and Hunter.
Yeah. And then, Umbrella Academy, which I assume relates to the Resident Evil.
No, it's Gerard Way from My Chemical Romance's comic.
Oh.
Yeah, he's good.
Nothing to do with Umbrella.
Nothing to do with...
That's a shame.
Yep.
I was really looking forward to another zombie show.
No. This one's going to be a bunch of kids in prep school and hijinks.
And then the last one I got, it's a sore spot with me.
Oh boy.
We had this conversation yesterday, actually, about me one day wanting to buy the rights for it.
Oh yeah, and I said, with what money?
This whole podcast money comes through. Harrow County.
Yeah.
Apparently somebody already has the rights for it.
Oh, they beat you to it?
Which is crazy, because, I mean, good job, Cullen Bunn. I mean, it's a great... That's the only comic I read. Still going fantastic. Six issues in, you can go pick them up. Comics Game has most of them in stock. If you're local, I recommend going there. Mike will hook you up. Tell him Dan sent you, and he'll be like, who?
Dan who?
He'll be like, Dan, I don't know his last name, but he does the podcast with Frankie. And he'll be like, oh, Steve? And then you say yes. And he'll be like, all right. What do you want? No, that's if you went to the other place in the area.
Oh.
He'll be like, what do you want?
If they even talk to you.
Can you help me find? It's in the H's. Okay. But no, Harrow County. TV or movie. I would love to see that. It's great. I recommend it to anybody. I'm going to buy the trade just so I can force you to read it.
I ain't read nothing.
I'm going to read everything I give you, or you're fired.
Good.
From Pop buying.
I haven't bought a pop in a while. Oh wait, I lied. I just bought the Black Suit Spider-Man pop. The Walgreens exclusive.
Yeah. I realize pops are the, take a side note here. You want to skip ahead? Let's do 30 seconds. I realize pops are the best thing for me to collect right now, because for the most part, I mean, like, I wanted Cobblepot, but I have no real desire to buy them. Like, I bought some at the Comic-Con, because it was, they're dirt cheap. But, like, there's a ton that I want, and, like, I'm like, I don't really want to buy a Beast from Disney.
Why
Pop.
not?
I just don't want to spend my own money. But then, like I want the Red Leg, so, like, I'm definitely asking somebody for that for Christmas and stuff.
Red Leg is the Cincinnati Reds mascot for people not in Cincinnati.
They should know.
They don't like baseball.
But yeah, so any of those shows you really want to see?
I want to see a lot of ones you said. Too many to say.
It's true. Any you don't care about at all? Hansel and Gretel.
Hansel and Gretel.
Probably.
I'm not super big on the X-Men shows, but I figured you'd be more excited for that.
I am. Now I'm not excited for the Umbrella Academy. Last Man I'll probably watch, but I have nothing invested in it.
I've been meaning to read that series for like 10 years now, so.
Yeah.
Not really 10 years.
Every time I see it is when Comics to Games, which right now they're having their buy two, get one free trade backs, hardcover, omnibuses, books. But every time I look at the Walking Deads,
yeah,
they're right next to them, W and Y, and I'm like, I wonder what that's about. Now I know, so I don't have to read it. But yeah.
They wanted to make a movie for that for a while. Shia LaBeouf was either attached or he was championing
hate that
it.
guy.
You hate him? He got arrested a little bit ago.
Good. Let him rot.
Wow, strong words. Sorry, Shia LaBeouf.
Should have paid more attention to Ren Stevens.
Oh.
His TV sister.
Yeah.
I don't remember the brother's name. But, yeah. The X-Men shows brought up a lot of rumors this week.
Did, the big one.
So basically, Fox and Marvel are teaming up to make these two shows. Legion on Fox.
Because Marvel's had the rights for TV, using the X-Men TV. That's why he's showing up in the Spider-Man cartoon and the Avengers one.
Yeah.
So, Fox has needed their permission.
I would assume that's why they're working together, because Marvel probably didn't want to make these TV shows, didn't want to invest money in them, but they didn't want to lose being able to use them in the cartoons.
Yeah.
At least Wolverine.
We don't know what the deal is or how much involvement. It could be just like, yeah, you can make them, but we want this percentage on the back end, so.
Yeah. Or all toy rights.
I think they already have all toy rights. Pretty sure they do.
Probably. That's why, yeah, they do, because that's why you never see any toys for Fantastic Four or X-Men.
Yeah.
Oh. But no, the big rumor was, part of the trade-off was Fantastic Four back in the hands of Marvel.
Yeah, that was the big one. Internet was kind of ablaze.
Which Fox is very sternly saying not true at all.
Yeah, but before the show, I reminded you that Sony said the same thing. Like, everyone was saying, Marvel and Sony, they're going to deal. And Sony is like, nope, not going to happen. And then all of a sudden one day, it's like, it's happening. Yeah,
that is true. Yeah, that deal came out of nowhere pretty much.
We do have, like, phase 3 and 4 slotted movies.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people were referencing, the
but more importantly,
2020s.
I would be more excited for Galactus and Doom. And the whole...
That's, the big Galactus, Doom, Silver Surfer, the Skrulls. You could do Secret Invasion.
Good.
Like, which I know they say, like, after Infinity War, these Avengers are finished, but you could rework Secret Wars. Bring them back.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying. Recast. Let's keep this going forever.
Recast everyone but Michael B. Jordan.
I'm just saying recast even Robert Downey Jr. We just keep rolling.
What if, like...
No, Michael B. Jordan's done. They're not making him Human Torch again.
They recast everybody, and then, like, when we're old and Chris Evans is old, they do a movie where young Captain America's years catch up to him, and then Chris Evans picks up his...
That'd be awesome.
That'd be cool. Although Falcon... Well, they don't need to do that storyline where Falcon takes over because he's younger. I guess it still makes sense, because...
We're just recasting, man. And yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, Falcon would have to be a different person, but
It'd be the same thing. I don't know if this was a real rumor or just a dream casting. If they do a Batman Beyond series and cast, I just had the name, Michael Keaton as old man Bruce Wayne, and then that'd be really cool. See, there's no rules. It's the Wild West right now.
Well,
the internet
yeah,
is the Wild West.
Barry Allen's dad's the original Flash.
Yeah.
It's always fun.
Yeah.
He was. I can imagine that meeting. He's like, "Wait, you want me to do what? I'm too old to play the Flash." Like, no, we want you to be the Flash's dad. Like, actively or like, no? You'll be in prison the whole season. Oh, all right, yeah, I'll do it. What, 5 episodes? Okay.
Do I get a paycheck? Yeah, you do.
It's like I want 5 episodes, but I want to be in the first one, so I get paid for all 24.
Yeah.
24. But no, that would be crazy. I mean, yeah, still could possibly happen. I mean, that could be why they didn't name the 2020 films, because they're working out these deals and stuff.
Yeah, even if they know for sure what movies, you want to leave some kind of mystery. You don't want to just show your cards all at once. Oh, you do.
Yep. Every day I'm like, here's my cards for the day.
This is what I'll do.
If you expect anything more than what's on these cards, too bad. I'll see you tomorrow.
You're either with me or against me.
We'll try again tomorrow. Some more rumors. The Valkyries will be cast for Ragnarok. Pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be.
Sucks that we can't get Danny Moonstar as Valkyrie, but hey, whatever. She's a New Mutant.
There's never going to be a New Mutant movie. Just Deadpool.
See, now that I can't have Harrow County, I want to push for a New Mutant TV show.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be basically like the OC or One Tree Hill or 90210, but they've got powers. Because that's like what was that crossover? Not too long ago, New Mutants did a crossover with Journey into Mystery, and that's kind of, they were like, oh, they lived together, and they just kind of, they weren't in school, they weren't a real team. I mean, they still did stuff in X-Men costumes, but yeah. Neither here or there. Someone's going to steal that idea now.
Let them.
Now, it's on Saturday, I'll be like, Fox also doing New Mutants high school TV show.
They might do a movie of New Mutants.
If they keep going in the progression they have been, and like X-Force does well, I can see it.
If Deadpool does well, that's the big one right now.
But it's a little weird, like, to do X-Force before New Mutants, but they've grown up everything else, so.
Yeah. The X-Men timeline, the X-Men movie timeline's all sorts of screwed up.
And then half of it doesn't even exist anymore.
Nope.
But the other cool news, we should expect to see a Hulk in Ragnarok.
Yeah, that was the other big thing they were saying.
Which plays right into our... That'll be easy to find. Our impossible theory of Planet Hulk.
Yeah.
The more I think about it, I'm like, well, no, it wouldn't be hard at all. I mean, half of Guardians of the Galaxy was CG'd.
Mm-hmm.
Half of the Avengers was CG'd.
I forget, maybe it was IGN. Somebody was saying the reason why we won't see just why Hulk is going to be in the Thor movie rather than Hulk standalone. Universal still has some rights to Hulk movie, but as long as he's not solo, he's part of a team.
Yeah.
So that's why the big rumor is he's going to be in Ragnarok.
Yeah, because it was like, they're saying we won't see him on Earth, but we won't see him on Asgardia either. Mm-hmm. So, man, that's picking the turtle up perfectly. If you guys can
trying
hear
to
that,
escape.
Our in-house, our other Frankie in the studio, is trying to get out.
Yeah. So, I probably wouldn't be for a beat Planet Hulk movie, but there might be a little bit of... I just want to see him in an arena fighting random things.
I think it's very likely to see that.
Mm-hmm.
I hope by slipping this, it's not just like the end credit scene. Yeah. They're like, we're going to put it as the end credit, and we're going to hope we work out a deal with Universal by then. Yeah. And then it's going to be one of the 2020 movies. All 3 of them be the Hulk trilogy.
Guys, want the Hulk movie?
We
tried it before. 2 of them didn't do so well.
Joe Fixit, and then we'll do Betty Ross, and then Planet Hulk.
Yeah, we got to bring Betty Ross back.
Or Future Imperfect.
If they brought her back, do you think they'd recast her or try to get Liv Tyler again?
I think they recast everybody.
Okay.
I mean, they recasted the Hulk. Why would they pull one of the extras?
It's true.
Although, isn't Thunderbolt Ross supposed to be the same person?
He is the same person. Yeah.
So maybe.
What's she doing now? Lord of the Rings is over. She got pregnant, had some kids.
That's exactly what she's doing. Lord of the Rings money.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you want a movie? She's like, I still got about 6 years on this, thanks.
I'm good. And my dad is the lead singer of Aerosmith. I'm okay.
Yep. Speaking of
Where are you going with that?
lead singers of Aerosmith, posted a pretty cool article on Frankly Done Network. News page, franklydone.com/news. About Friday the 13th video game.
Yeah.
It's a Kickstarter, so gotta help them out. I have full faith that it will get pledged if it hasn't already by the time this release.
A very popular game that was kind of a sleeper hit Until Dawn. It's basically a horror movie, and I'm hearing really great things. You should look into it because apparently it's awesome. If you love horror, I asked for it for my birthday, so hopefully I'll get it now that I have PlayStation 4.
What's it on?
PlayStation 4.
Oh,
Yeah.
never gonna play that.
But from what I understand is it's kind of you're a group of teenagers and there's some kind of you're in a cabin or there's some kind of generic killer and your choices kind of will determine who lives or dies or the story ends early and it's just like very much like
That
playing a
sounds pretty
horror
cool.
movie.
Yeah.
So if the Friday the 13th movie is similar to that, you have the appeal of having Jason Voorhees get the name appeal.
Yeah. I guess the story behind it is they were making a game called Summer Slasher Volume 1 or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was going to be basically a summer camp. And the person who created Jason and or owns the rights to him currently approached these people and were like, hey, how about you make the exact same game, but we put Jason in it? And they were like, yes.
Yes.
Thank you. But yeah, it seems pretty cool. You can either play as Jason or one of the 7 camp counselors. Sounds like it's going to have a pretty big multiplayer feel to where one person's Jason and the rest are other people. Considering getting it. I don't know if I have a computer that would run it.
Well, maybe it would come to consoles.
Well, yeah, it's going to be on Xbox One and PS4. Is that the latest one for them?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the one that's number
PS5.
one. PS4 is sold.
I didn't know if they were on a 5 yet or not.
No, they're gonna.
I'm off the radar for video games.
I'm back in it.
But,
I got a lot of video games I've been playing.
yeah, as far as I know, it's going to be on PCs 1 and 4. But, yeah, you can kickstart it. If you've got money to spend, there's a Kickstarter where can be one of the camp counselors, I believe.
If there's a high enough tier that you're actually in the game,
I'm pretty sure that's what the highest tier was.
good luck with that. That's probably a lot of money.
Oh, yeah. And if you got friends, there's a couple where, like, you just split. It's like you get 2 codes. And it's like $10 more than getting 1 code. So you can split the cost.
My only thing is if that game is forced online. There's a trend in video games. Not that this is a video game
That's true.
podcast, but, like, I love Star Wars. Star Wars is my first geek love. But this new game, Star Wars Battlefront, is online only. There's no single-player game, so I haven't been excited at all. I could have downloaded the beta, but I'm like, yeah, screw that. I don't want to play a game that forces me
Yeah,
online.
because the PlayStation 2 one was offline.
Yeah, I rented that from Blockbuster. Man, I sound old. And I played that and loved it. I got it for Xbox. And I'm like, oh, so just an updated version of that. There's a single-player campaign where you start off as the clones and they get older. It had a story, and it was cool. And it forced you not to play it online. But now, anymore, video games are all about online only.
Yep.
And single-player, secondary, if at all. Titanfall, this game. Screw those games.
The next video game I play will either be this Friday the 13th game, which I'm not sure what the release date, but the Kickstarter does go till Friday the 13th, November. I know, pretty clever that they planned that out. Or the 3rd installment of the Red Dead series. That's the game that will make me buy a new console.
Boy,
Especially if they had a console edition of it. That'd be awesome.
I hope that's in the pipeline, and they're working on it now, and they're gonna announce it.
I know they never took it off the table.
Yeah.
They've never said like it's on hiatus or canceled or anything like that. There's just been nothing about it.
Before you see it, Red Dead 3, you'll see a remastered for next gen. I mean, that's enough for me to rebuy it. A lot of people complain like, why would you play a game again? Cause.
Yeah.
Since moving into my new place, I just
play video games.
I just play video games all the time. I inherited all these old systems, so I have like pretty much every old system. I just play video games all the time now.
That sounds terrible.
No, it sounds awesome.
Yeah. Once we move, I'm going to get a better setup. And I'm thinking about building an arcade cabinet. Like, it won't be real.
Yeah.
But it'd be, shown and just have like the Nintendo and the Super Nintendo and the Dreamcast inside it. And you just would still use the normal controllers.
Just get yourself a Retron 5, or maybe they have a newer one. It plays like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega, Game Boy. Pretty awesome.
But make it look nice if we have the room for it. But yeah, so if you're interested, that game sounds interesting to me. If it sounds interesting to you, you can find the link on franklydunn.com/news, or just search on Kickstarter. But yeah, pretty exciting game. The graphics, we'll put a couple pictures up on the website so you can check them out. It's pretty cool as far as details. But on to our next villain. I wouldn't mind seeing this guy play Jason.
Who's that?
Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston playing Jason would be a waste.
That's true.
He'd have to
Be
wear a mask.
Freddy.
Freddy he'd be good at, but I think he wouldn't do it.
I don't think he would either. But you know what he wants to do is Mr. Sinister.
That's crazy.
I could see it.
They should just let him do it. Anything he wants to do, let him do it.
Yeah. I have a feeling they're like, alright, well, how can we fit Sinister into our next movie if he's willing to do this? I wonder if that's like, if they really want to do the role, if that helps with negotiating, like, they're like, oh, I want actually $500 million for this. Like, but you want to do the role. Won't you do it for $2? He's like, nope. I'm Bryan Cranston. Remember my name.
Well, speaking of that, did we talk about last week the rumored budget for Avengers Infinity War, Part 1 and 2? It's rumored $1 billion for both movies.
It's not bad.
Not bad, but you got to figure half of that will go to marketing. So that's not that crazy. A big blockbuster, $250
each movie. Figure at least $50 million of it is actors.
Well, that's the crazy thing. The breakdown of Robert Downey Jr. is something crazy compared to even everyone else. It's dumb of me to bring this up since I don't have facts, but yeah, you saying the Bryan Cranston thing.
Well, he's the whole reason that these movies are around, so
yeah,
he's got more negotiating power.
He does, and I like Robert Downey Jr., but I don't think he should get so much money that if I'm like, even Chris Evans, like, what am I doing this? This guy makes 10 times what I make. My movie did all right.
Yeah.
Thor's like, I
have a hammer.
I'm a hammer.
But yeah, that'd be fun. That's probably why they'll kill him if the second movie finishes his contract.
Mm-hmm.
They'll probably kill him off.
Yeah, he's the one that's gonna die.
Yep. Can't ask for too much money, or you'll die. But now Sinister would be cool to see on a big screen, whether it's
He always scared me when I was a
Heisenberg
kid.
or not.
Mr. Sinister.
I never understood him until I was an adult, and I was like, oh.
I still don't think I understand him because I don't read X-Men comics.
He's a goofy guy. He's like centuries old. He was a scientist.
Oh.
But yeah, likes to do experiments.
As he would, being hundreds of years old.
He's been used a lot as like, sometimes he's used serious, and then like, comic that comes out the same week is like a joke. So it's a little interesting, weird. Into cloning. Lots of clones of himself.
That's good.
Yep. So you never know if you're killing the right one or not. But yeah, speaking
black nail polish.
Speaking of Marvel movies, Inhumans news came out.
Oh yeah?
It was last week, but it was after we recorded. Apparently the movie was thought to be at risk of not happening, because I guess the former, before Kevin, president, he does the TV now.
Jeff Loeb?
Yes.
I believe Jeff Loeb's the...
Sounds right. But I guess Inhumans was, whoever this guy was, Inhumans was his project, like his baby that he was pushing. So after he left, everyone was like, oh, they're going to drop that. But apparently they're not. They're still going for it. Or at least they're still trying out. See if they have a movie or not, I guess. But apparently Kevin hates the Inhumans. Wants nothing to do with it.
It's a weird thing. When they announced that, I thought it was weird that they were going to make a movie. And now that S.H.I.E.L.D., that's like their big plot point is Inhumans. And we've got to be treading that water for years.
Yeah, and speaking of Inhumans, apparently there's part of it where any Inhuman that, or any character, not even Inhuman, that is going to be in the movie already. So probably Black Bolt, Medusa, Lockjaw, Craven. Craven's the hunter. Wow, the guy with the green hat. He's like, he always hangs out with those two. But apparently if they're already set to be in the movie, they can't use them in the TV show. I don't know if that goes vice versa. So if that means we won't see Daisy or Lincoln. But I can't imagine it would go TV to movies.
Even though they've been saying Inhumans every single episode for the last 2 seasons, it seems they've never really felt like the Inhumans to me. The Inhumans to me are like Medusa, Black Bolt, Anatillin, or however you say that name.
Yeah.
The Moon. They're based on the Moon, or was on the Moon. Those have been the Inhumans to me. What S.H.I.E.L.D. has is substitute for mutants. We can't have mutants, so let's...
Metahumans.
Yeah. Let's create our own thing. So, I don't know, it's not that big of a surprise. I always figured they're not going to mention Black Bolt, or if they do mention Black Bolt, it'll be right before the movie.
Yeah, that's apparently like the hint. If we see Black Bolt or Medusa in the show, we can assume that the movie's dead.
Yeah.
Which, I think it'd be a good move, but I'm not a big fan of the Inhumans.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan either, but...
Let them be protagonists in the show.
Yeah. It's never really gotten to Inhumans.
Yeah.
I'm more about like the solo hero. I like the Avengers comics, but still, I just like Daredevil, Spider-Man. I like series that just focus on... I like when they team up, but then I like when it goes back to...
Yeah.
And that goes for DC too. Justice League I've never been too big on. Ensembles I'm a fan on. Whereas you like the X-Men.
I do.
That's all about the teams.
But I tend to like the issues that focus on core character.
Yeah.
I don't know. Neither here nor there. Take a break and then we jump into Walking Dead.
Okay.
Walking Dead. Yeah, I already said it. Alright. Well, guys, this is the time of the podcast where next week, hopefully, we'll have a pretty cool sponsor to tell you about. Finalizing some details with you again, you guys.
Yeah,
trying to get you guys as good of a deal as we can.
Hopefully it goes through.
For it. Yeah. We could tell you about it now, but you're not going to save any money if we tell you now, so we're holding off on there. But, till then, you can fill your spare time with a audiobook.
Oh, yeah.
If you go get a free trial of audio books from Audible. Oh, jeez. We just lost that sponsorship. No, head over to franklydone.com/support. After our Amazon affiliate suggestions, you'll find a link for audible.com. And we actually got you 2 free books instead of 1 like everyone else.
Wow.
So, look at us.
2 books.
We're special. Yeah, free trial, 30 days. Maybe you forget to cancel it. I don't know. But help us out. Fill your time with some books. Since this is a comic podcast, I'm going to suggest Marvel Comics, The Untold Story by Sean Howell. Or Sheen Howie.
Is that a non-fiction kind of telling of Marvel?
I believe so.
Huh, that'd be interesting. I'm in my car a lot. I'm always looking for audiobooks or podcasts, so...
It's like the Untold Story. What more do you need? It's a gripping narrative of one of the most extraordinary, beloved, and bewildered pop culture entities in American history.
Never heard of it.
Marvel? Or pop culture?
All of it.
Yeah, head over there. Get your free trial. Get 2 books, not 1. And you'll help us out. So, all right, well, I know you saw The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
First off, for those of you who aren't Twitter fans already, we live tweeted last week. I'll at least try to keep it up.
By we, I mean you live tweeted. I sat there and ate a burrito.
Well, he said things, and I typed them.
Okay.
Every now and then you said something, so I was just like, that's pretty funny.
I was pretty into eating that burrito.
But yeah, I'm gonna try and keep it up. I did it a couple years ago, just on my own personal account. It was pretty fun. It's always nice when I beat Pete Marvel. I always beat Marvel, but when I beat the official Walking Dead Twitter, and it's like, I'm like, oh no, not the pig. And it's like 12 seconds later from Walking Dead, oh no, not the pig. I'm like, copycats. You're the pigs. But no, I'm going to try and keep it up. So if that's something that interests you, The Walking Dead, get some commentary. We don't have the technology to let you guys watch it with us yet.
We can't let them watch The Walking Dead.
Well, no,
AMC would come down so hard on us?
Yeah, there's a way to do it where, like, you show them enough to where they can sync up with you, you know?
Oh.
But then they just focus on, like, the main focus is us, you know?
Okay.
So then they can, like, see our comments.
I don't know what you kids are doing.
I don't know. We don't have the technology. That's the point. It exists. We just don't have it.
What do you need to make it happen? A webcam?
Probably. Better internet.
Probably true.
But if you like live tweets, head on over to @TheFranklyDone. Follow us. And come Sunday, we'll be live tweeting some stuff.
And if you saw the episode, you're going to figure out what those horns are about.
Horns?
Very
the car horns?
Yeah.
I was thinking like devil horns.
Nope.
But yeah, Frankie, overall thoughts of the episode? I don't think we should break it down.
No, not break down. The season openers are always like, look how much money we have. And I don't know. You could see that they had lots of money, but it wasn't very eventful.
Yeah, my thing was, all right, cool, you painted 1,000 people look like zombies.
Mm-hmm.
You should have painted 200 and copied and pasted.
There probably was a lot of that too. Maybe Greg Nicotero and whatever the other dude's name is.
Scott Gimple.
Maybe they just kind of were bragging. That was a lot of CG, like duplicate, especially in the quarry thing. But yeah, overall, they tried a different narrative, which at first was cool. I liked doing flashbacks in black and white, so it was paying homage to the comics.
I fully believe that they had a test audience watch it, and they were just so confused that they're like, all right, we need to differentiate this somehow.
Maybe, but after a while, I kind of like, okay, I get it. I'm tired of this black and white.
Yeah.
I'm the angry internet guy. Like, I'm tired of this.
It was funny. One of the actresses was live tweeting also. I won't support her.
Why not?
I don't remember her name.
Oh, okay.
It was Sasha. I don't remember her real name. But there's a couple people asking her, like, what's with the black and white? I'm like, come on, America.
My TV's broken.
I'm one of those people who, like, 5 seconds into something, I'm like, oh, okay. I know the plot. Let's go. I actually stay. I like spoilers. I like being in the know.
I don't like spoilers.
Well.
Wow.
Spoil. Yeah, that was, The Talking Dead was Greg Nicotero and Scott Gimple, and that was the most annoying thing. Even them and Norman Reedus, they're all like, we really came out of the box swinging.
Wait,
like,
Norman Reedus showed up?
Not on The Walking Dead. Talking Dead. They like interviewed him, you know.
Oh, okay.
Like he was on set.
I left. I didn't watch all Talking Dead.
But yeah, everyone was just like, oh, we really came out of the box swinging. I was just like, you didn't.
You didn't.
Next week or like a couple of days from now, sounds like it's gonna be pretty cool. Episode 2, but
because remember last year's when they were in the
Terminus,
there was explosions and
like,
stakes were high. Like, oh, they're gonna get out. Oh, this one never felt the stakes were high. You got this huge zombie horde. Like,
yeah, there weren't. I mean, there was like what? Abraham had a little bit of a risk, but you knew he'd be fine. Mm-hmm. That'd be terrible writing if you killed him right then. I guess there was a little bit of tension with Glenn and Heath, aka Dr. Dre.
Oh, yeah.
If nothing else, watch the show for Dr. Dre now.
My brother texted me, is that Dr. Dre? And then as soon as he said that, the whole episode, I couldn't get out.
Yep.
Like, that's Dr. Dre.
If you ever want to get into Alexandria, just wait till Eugene's on the gate.
Yeah.
I like, Eugene's been funny so far.
Anytime Eugene's on the show, I like it.
But
I should say, I didn't hate the episode. I don't hate the
Yeah,
show. It is fine.
it was a good episode. It
Yeah.
just made me so angry that I was like, oh yeah, we really came out of the box swinging. I was like, you didn't. You came out of the box swinging with your zombies and stuff, I guess. But yeah, that was hilarious when Eugene's watching the gate. And he's like, no, I live here. I was on a run. All right.
All right.
Just don't beat me up. But, yeah, that's a good actor. Yeah, I'm excited for next. I mean, it did its job. It's bringing me back next week.
Yeah, I think next week's episode will be really fun. Or not fun.
And
exciting.
Rusty Griswold got killed. If only they would kill the real Rusty Griswold.
Oh, yeah. The doing that thing you do, bassist. The Wonders. He's the bass player in the movie. Doing that thing you do. Tom Hanks. The Wonders. Or the One Eaters, because they spell Wonders weird. You've never seen that movie?
No idea what you're talking about.
It's a great movie. 1. 2, he's the bass player that goes off and joins the military. I'm taking you have not seen this movie. This movie is very pivotal in my life.
Don't know what you're talking about. Is this why you wanted to make a band?
No. I wanted to make a band because of the SpongeBob episode. Yeah. True story.
Man, this whole time I thought like having a band was your dream, your whole life. Now it's a SpongeBob episode.
We're not going to get into the Frankie podcast, but no, I was against rock music when because I was very trained in jazz and kind of classical music, and it just annoyed me that no one cared about that stuff. All they cared about was cool dudes with guitar players, especially girls.
And now you're a cool dude with a guitar player.
I'm a guitar player, but I wouldn't say I'm a cool dude. It changes. When you're younger and you play guitar and instruments, it's cool, but when you're older, it's like, oh, it's kind of pathetic.
It's like, oh, you play guitar? Yeah, I'm in a band.
Oh. Yeah.
It's not the Rusty Griswolds, is it? Nope.
My life my life is filled with those moments. Oh, you're a musician? You play saxophone? That's lame. But my grandma and mom love you, and then when you get older, then it switches. But, yes. We don't need to go into
But yes.
SpongeBob episode called Band Geeks.
Walking Dead. Yeah. Not much to say about it if you're not going to go beat for beat.
No.
So, everyone's fine except for Noah. He tweeted something pretty funny. It was near the end of the episode. He was like, I'll paraphrase. It was like, when your character's dead but your crew's still representing you, and it was a picture of a black woman with her hand raised, and she was like crying. That was pretty funny.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so Walking Dead. I don't know. We'll be live tweeting it. Maybe we'll set up like a Periscope or something. I don't really know. I don't know if I want people to watch me watching The Walking Dead. Sounds kind of weird.
I know what Periscope
we should make them pay for that. If you want to watch us watch The Walking Dead, give us $10 for a month.
You have fun with that, because no one's going to give you $10.
That's what the other company does. I don't know if it's $10. I think it's $2 for a year. I think it's $6 a year or something like that.
I've never done Periscope. I know what it is.
I don't know.
I'm about to have a phone with a better camera, so.
It was, I don't know, I was going to say something, but it has absolutely nothing to do with podcasting.
Good.
So.
That's all we do on this podcast.
I know. That's just why we get sponsors like not Amazon. But we get affiliates like Amazon.
Affiliation. They're very distinct on not saying sponsored.
They're very affiliated with us. And some other ones that we'll talk about
hopefully
some other time.
Next week or in the future.
We've got one. I forgot to tell you about that one week, but it really has nothing to do with comics. So
okay,
it's for a podcast and works right now. So yeah, cutting class early this week. I guess. You got anything? We already did the what'd you buy. Usually do that at the end of the week.
We do usually do that. No, I've been setting up stuff. I've moved, and now I'm hopefully going to be able to set my collection up, but it's always depressing moving.
Yeah. Go by Harlow County.
Yes.
That's all I have to say. Alright, so while Frankie gets ready for Marvel Trivia, which, just to refresh, left us 30 points to you, 25 to me. If you want to get in contact with us, check out Twitter, especially on Sundays for our live tweeting of The Walking Dead at The Frankly Done. Facebook, we can get a lot of new likes, like Ginny Bird.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook.com/Frankly Done Network. Technically sponsored by Facebook right now till Saturday, so that's pretty cool. Instagram. Yeah, we haven't talked about subscription boxes lately, but that season's coming up. Or that time of the month is coming up, not season. But
yeah, they should be shipping soon.
tag us in your Loot Crate picks. We'll pick our favorite one and we'll put on the Facebook.
Yeah.
Something like that. But our Instagram is Frankly Done Network. Of course, like I said, looking to expand. If you have a podcast idea, but you don't want to go through the trouble of hosting it, plus you want some sage advice from people who are 21 episodes in. It's half a year experience almost. So, oh man, we're almost... Well, we've been doing this for half a year.
Yeah.
We're almost...
We missed a few weeks here.
Almost 26 weeks in. That's pretty neat. But yeah, send them over to franklydonenetwork@gmail.com. Title is always nice. Your idea, and if you have the capability of doing an audio sample, send it with us. Even if you don't have everything down pat, just want some feedback. We promise we won't purposely steal it.
Yeah.
All rights not reserved.
All rights not reserved.
All right, and that great note.
Okay.
What you got for me?
What hero uses his penance stare power to make villains feel every pain they've inflicted upon others?
What's there?
Penance stare? Like penance, like, yeah.
Like Catholicism?
Yeah. Not multiple choice.
I know who I want to say.
Okay.
But I'm thinking of some other people, but I'm like, they're pretty far out there. But this game has asked some pretty far out questions.
Has.
Go with the most popular one, Ghost Rider.
That would be correct.
Nice.
Boom. Who do you want to go with?
One of the Voodoos.
Oh.
Brother or father. Okay. True or false?
False.
Sif. Okay, got it wrong.
No.
Sif originally had blonde hair until Loki turned her hair black.
I have no idea. I'm going to stick with false.
That's true.
Yeah.
I told you got it wrong.
I thought you were trying to fake me out.
I
I've
would
always
have
known her with dark hair, so.
said true for that one just because why not, right?
Why not? Okay. What S.H.I.E.L.D. member is known for wearing a bowler hat? A. Phil Coulson. B. Dum Dum Dugan. Or C. Bradley Beamer.
Did you say Hill Coulson?
No. Phil Coulson.
It's B. Dum Dum Dugan.
Yeah.
Man, for the longest time, I thought Dum Dum Dugan and Fing Fang Fong were the same thing.
They're very different.
They are. But, like, I would always see their names separate from each other. So I just assumed I either had them confused or... So what kind of human would be named Dum Dum Dugan? Oh, another true or false.
Dang it.
While in Heroes for Hire... Oh, man, I should have got this question. Iron Fist became romantically involved with Colleen Wing. Or Wing, if you will.
I have no idea. I'll go true.
False.
Dang.
Iron Fist became involved with Misty Knight.
Huh.
Luke Cage was involved with Colleen Wing.
See? I had no
But
idea.
So was the Angel. Or was it Iceman? I don't know.
Iceman's into dudes.
Can't wait for that issue. Alright, well. Gained some ground on you. 30
I failed completely.
30
this
to
one.
27. Still have to get 2 rounds on you. So let's hope this gravy train keeps going. Closing thoughts, Frankie.
No, I got nothing.
Right.
Live long and prosper, you know? Be nice to other people.
Yeah. Man, I'm going to have to do Alan Bellman next week. Since you said that.
Be nice to other people? Well, I mean, you should. Spread positivity.
Maybe I should do it this one, since then it's not a surprise.
It's going to be something I think of as soon as we turn the mics off. But everybody have a good week. You know? That's all I got.
And thanks, Rick Remender and or Alan Bellman this week for our intro.
You haven't picked yet?
I was going to do Rick Remender, but then since you said be nice to people, and that's what Alan Bellman pretty much says in his also. Okay. Maybe I'll go with him. I don't know. I'll use the next one next week, though. So I got you a teaser or a spoiler. Take it as you will.
Bye, everybody.